Walking Home to Rosie Lee, written by A. LaFay, illustrated by Keith D. Shepard. War's over. Government say we're free. Folks be on the move, getting a feel for freedom. Not me. I'm looking for my mama, Rosie Lee. Master Turner sold my mama away from me. Haven't seen her since they put me in the fields to work. But I remember how she smelled like jasmine flowers in the summer sun. She's probably heading for freedom like every other body on the road. They walk all day, singing songs, telling stories, and dream-talking of the lives they're going to live now that they're free. Mr. Gary going to get him a job on the railroad laying track. Yancey's looking for them 3 brothers he's always telling me about. Miss Sharona wants to be a teacher in one of them new schools you see cropping up like cotton in any old place you can put up a chalkboard and sit yourself down with a book. These folks has freedom on their minds, and they talk it out over the nighttime fires that light up their faces like lanterns. All hope and hurry on. Me, I got my mama Rosie Lee on my mind. Can almost see her bright gray eyes smiling back at me when she walked to the fields in the morning. Papa used to say Mama could bake a pie so sweet, the birds done flew out of the sky to have 'em a taste. Then Papa took sick and left this here world. All day, all night, I'm looking for folks I don't know, asking if they've heard tell of my mama, Rosie Lee. I tell 'em how Mama always wore a scarf around her neck to hide the scar from being dragged for trying to run free. When I thought on it at night, I'd put my hands around my neck, stare up at the North Star like it might be the eye of God himself, and pray Mama be all right. Be looking for me, and finding me for too long. Come morning, the folks take to the road again, singing songs, telling stories, and dream-talking their lives they're going to live in freedom. And I follow, keeping my eyes open for my mama. Days pass into weeks. One night, just as Mr. Dark spread his coat out over the land, I see a woman with a yellow scarf around her neck as bright as a star. I run up to grab her hand, saying, "Mama?" But her eyes aren't gray when she looks down at me with a baby child in her arms, saying, "Who's your mama, son?" "Miss Rosie Lee from the Turner place down Mobile way." "Well, I'm Miss Viola from over near Huntsville." "You know a Rosie Lee?" "No, son, I don't, but you could walk with me and Little John." She rubbed my head as we kept walking. "Had a boy named Robert about your age once. Slept by Miss Viola and her Little John that night, wishing she'd be my Rosie Lee, and her probably wishing I'd be her Robert. But we can't be. So, before Mr. Dark lifted up his coat, I took to the road. By morning folks had joined me, singing songs, telling stories, and dream-talking of the lives they're going to live in freedom. Walked my way through one month and another. Never heard word of Mama, but I heard talk of the Freedmen's Bureaus, where they help folks find their kin. Found such a place looking about as worn out and tired as me. But they didn't have pictures on the wall, just words, just blasted letters I couldn't read. "Looking for something?" asked the lady. "Yes, ma'am, looking for my mama." She read about this mama looking for 5 children, and that mama looking for 2, right on down the line, each mama searching just as hard for their children as I searched for my mama. But I didn't find Mama on that wall, so the lady took me outside and drew me a picture map to find the next bureau. Come dusk, I heard dogs barking and baying. Figured a planter turned those dogs on me, so I set to running. Didn't get far before those dogs had me treated like a bear. Kept me there till Mr. Dark walked through. Saw a lantern bobbing over the field and felt sick sure I'd been caught. But it turned out to be a sharecropper, holding that lantern on P.S. "You hungry, son? Come on down and have you some supper." Hadn't had me a sit-down meal for a month of Sundays. Felt like picking up the plate and licking it. But Miss Betty, the sharecropper's wife, just kept giving me another little slice of cornbread. Tried to stop eating, but the hole in my belly wouldn't let me. I told him about my mama's sweet pies. Just then a lady came to borrow a little something. Hearing me, she said, "Did you say Rosie?" "Rosie Lee," I said, swallowing the last piece of cornbread whole. "There's a Rosie who cooks for the Carters over the Tennessee line." She about had me ready to run for Tennessee right then. Miss Betty and her husband, Mr. Ray, said I had to have a bath and a good night's sleep before I found my mama. I got clean enough, but couldn't sleep a wink. Got up to fetch Miss Betty her morning pail of water and cut a log or 2 for Mr. Ray to thank him for supper, then headed out, just as Miss Dawn done cheered up the sky. By asking the folks working the fields, I made my way to the Carter place just before the sun put itself to bed. Found a woman rolling out dough for a pie in the kitchen. "Miss Rosie? Rosie Lee?" Turning, she looked at me with eyes as dark as an oven, asking, "What you doing here, boy? You know Mr. Carter don't like folks asking after scraps." "Yes, ma'am." I stumbled off down the road, crying for the Rosie I couldn't find. Not in Jasper, not in Chattanooga, not in any other place the rumors of a fine-cooking Rosie took me. Had me thinner than a leaf with the sorrow of it by the time I reached the whispered rumors of a Rosie Lee in the worn-down toes of the Appalachian Mountains. Came to a town they called Cleveland. Lady in a church there said they had a Rosie working in a hotel in Ocoee, but I just couldn't bring myself to go inside. Couldn't look another Rosie in the eye, knowing I'd found another child's mama instead of mine. From a tree on the hill I watched them ladies in the hotel kitchen, stirring pots and cutting this or rolling out that. Then I saw a lady setting out pies in the window, reaching out all apron, cornrow braids, and scarf as white as jasmine right there around her neck. Near about fell out of that tree for trying to get down. Ran there so fast left my breath on the hill. Stood there panting and praying as the lady brought another pie through the window. "Mama," I whispered, afraid it couldn't be true. Woman dropped a pie right in the dirt. "Gabe!" Eyes as gray as a kitten's belly. "Mama! Gabe!" she cried, looking like she was going to climb out that window to me. But she jumped back into the room. I could see her running, hear her shouting, "Gabe!" I tear around the corner, meeting her racing down the steps, and she's hugging me and kissing me, and I set to hugging and kissing back, smelling all that sweet jasmine, the both of us just thanking the good Lord for bringing us home to each other. That night I slept snuggled up tight with my mama, praying for all those boys like me, searching for their mamas who'd be searching for them. May each and every one of them find their way home.